Hey there fellow Subnauticans, hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, hit pause right now, hit that like button for me, and leave a comment down below showing me that you're appreciating me putting the time into this. We have a lot going on in this episode. As you can see right now, I'm checking out the prawn suit, what it's going to take to build it. Obviously you can do that in your blueprints as well. So stick around because we're going to have all kinds of progress this episode.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So right now I'm trying to outfit the Cyclops with a couple more things. We need a fabricator in there, among other things. So I'm just doing a little bit of outfitting on it, parking the sea moth in the Cyclops right now. We're going to be taking this on a little adventure. We need a couple things. We need to get to the Shroom Caves, so I have to go find the entrance to that, and I'm creating a beacon, I believe, right now to be able to mark where the location of that entrance is. I think I'm building the fabricator first for the Cyclops, and then we're going to build a beacon afterwards. Yeah, there's the fabricator. And then I went and grabbed some more materials because I didn't have them, built the beacon, and now we are off. We're heading out to the back end of the sub, about, I believe it's like 750 meters, something like that, out from the southwest of the sub, I think. Something like that, anyway. Found a wreck, so I did a quick dive on a wreck. I'm not going to show you all of that. Found a big hole in the ground that at first I thought was one of the entrances to the caves, but it just turns out it's just a little bit of a cave cavern on its own. It was pretty cool. Some neat stuff in there, lots of resources if you need them. I didn't need them, so I just kind of had a quick look, popped my head in as it were, and this isn't where I'm looking for, and headed. Really beautiful looking cave though. It's got stinging, drooping stingers, I think is what they're called, something like that anyway. And then back to exploring. I still haven't found what I'm looking for in that area, so that was in one of the sparse regions there. So this is roughly where it is. So I'm looking down. You'll see that we're over top of the red field, the grasslands, as it were, the red grass. And just to the left of here, right there, is where you'll find one of the entrances. There's a couple entrances. So I headed down just to pop in quickly, have a look at where we are in the cave system. I don't know it all that well, I've only been in it a couple of times, so just wanted to kind of have a quick look around, check it out. And I knew there was a second entrance, so I just popped back out again quickly and kind of headed, continuing in that direction, away from the sub and away from the Aurora, and follow the joint between both, and you'll find it right there, about 30-second swim later. So I headed down into that one as well. I'm trying to find, there's a Degassi habitat down here somewhere, so I'm trying to find that. There's a PDA there that I didn't grab this time. I knew I was coming back to do a thorough sweep of Magnetite and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's one of the main reasons we need the mushroom caves, is that I don't have any Magnetite. I haven't been down there yet, so it was kind of a priority for me to be able to do some of the upgrades and get some things. So, and in this case, we're gonna put the beacon down. Don't forget to name it. Beacon 1, Beacon 2 probably doesn't mean anything to you. And of course, I've always enjoyed diving the wrecks, so here I am again in another one. This is the one that's close to that second entrance, the second Shroom entrance I found. And we're just heading in to see what they've got in here. I've actually found a lot of the stuff that's in these wrecks. I keep finding data boxes that are already discovered. I've already discovered what's in them. But that's okay. They're still fun to dive and explore. So I'm not going to cut the next little bit of this wreck dive because I want you guys to see how claustrophobic it can actually get in these wrecks. And you turn a couple corners and things can get tight and exits start disappearing on you. It can get really, really freaky. So I've got a light on this one, which is always smart if you're doing a wreck dive. I'm full on inventory. I can't even pick up titanium or anything like that, but look at this. You go down this half-broken set of stairs, down into this narrow corridor hallway thing, and it's just tight and you're getting hung up on things everywhere you go. This is where having high capacity tanks really comes in handy, so that you can take your time down inside without getting hooked up and stuck in the wreck and drowning because you got your tank hooked up on something. So I'm just looking around in this section. There's not much down here, but I just wanted to show you guys how tight and how small and how easy it is to get turned around. Look at this. There's a little corridor down here. There's a dead end on this side. This is actually to the outside. I've actually found that on the outside of the ship. But look at this. This is an area we had already been in, and I didn't even know that this came up in the other section of the ship. This is that same wreck we were diving before. So now I gotta remember your way back out again. I've still got over half my oxygen, so I'm still lots of time, but I like to play it safe. And you can see here, I get a little bit turned around when I came out. It's like, wait a second, where'd that exit go, right? So there we go, we're up the stairs, and now we're good. We've got the doorway there. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I know where I am. I'm just gonna check for a few more things now. But obviously I can't pick up anything. I'm full on inventory, so inventory is maxed. So I'm just taking my time on my way back out, making sure I'm not missing anything. Got the light on, shine it on every corner, nook, cranny, and there you go. So I just wanted to show you guys how tight those can actually be. Those are the corridors we were just swimming through. There's that broken end that I was telling you about. That's the Y. It goes back up into the top half. I told you I love diving wrecks. And I'm glad I did, because look what I found. So I'm now off in search of the Grand Reef. I'm looking for the entrance to the Lost River. There's a lot more resources down there that I need, and so I'm trying to find that right now. I've going through the dead zone. And then of course I happen upon another wreck, so we're gonna dive that and check that out quickly. And this particular wreck is fairly close to Officer Keen's Life Pod 19. In case you're looking for the reinforced dive suit, that's where I found it.
Captain, systems online. Engine powering down.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, so I wanted to show you very quickly here. I had picked up a gel sack and used them to create Aerogel, which is used in a lot of the later game upgrade and mods and that sort of thing. So what you do is you plant it in the planter and then hit it with your knife, and that will give you gel sack spores, and then you let them grow, and we'll come back later on and hack them up, and you can multiply them that way. Here's a cool thing. Trash can. Dispose of unwanted things. So I decided I gotta scan these crash fish. I hadn't done that yet, and I just ended up getting really close with a lot of animals in that particular section. Ouch. Yeah, he took out most of my health on that hit. That hurt. So there we go. I hadn't scanned the gel sacks yet, so there we go. And now we're doing batteries and battery chargers, so we can actually top up batteries that we drain all the time. And I put a locker usually right beside my chargers to store all the batteries that I'm not currently carrying around or needing at that time. Had to move the battery charger up because it was blocking the power cell charger indicators on the bottom there to tell me when they were full or not. So we're back in the mushroom caves. And this is one of the areas that I really needed to come. I needed Magnetite very badly, as I'd mentioned before. So PDA's down here. Imagine having a prawn suit to grab all that Magnetite right now. So there's shale outcrops down here. Diamond, gold, and I don't recall what else. Lithium, there we go. I believe is the other thing. So it's that proposed Degassi habitat that keeps popping up, that marker right there. That's where we're headed right now. That's kind of the point of interest, one of the main points of interest down here anyway, aside from all the resources and the crab snakes and everything else that's down here. So we're slowly working our way towards there. There was a part of a habitat that we just poked our head into. There's nothing really of interest in there. And of course, as I'm progressing that direction, I'm grabbing resources. I came down here empty, so I can fill right up. So we're going to keep doing that. And be careful when you pop your head in these. There are crab snakes in them, so keep an eye out. That's just an egg in that one. And we're going to grab an egg later on here. Again, just make sure there's nothing in there, no crab snake. You don't want to go crawling in there and have a crab snake say hi like that. That would not be fun. I was making sure he wasn't me he was aggroing. So of course, Magnetite galore in this section. I was able to just, didn't even have to cut any video here, just grab stuff. Again, be awesome to have a prawn suit down here. I might build a base down here sometime and build another prawn just to hang out down here. Okay, so here we are at the Degassi base, and of course you do get a marker for this when you pick up a PDA down here in the mushroom fields, so in the Jellyshroom caves. So there's a couple PDAs you can pick up, a couple data downloads, that sort of thing, and then just be careful of these drooping stingers. They hurt, they take health. And this is where you get the water filtration machine. I don't think it's the only place, if I'm not mistaken, but it's the first time I've seen it, so it's either really deep or this is the only one.
Integrating new PDA.
But there's some logs you can pick up. And this is really neat. I'd love to have an all glass base pretty much down here. It's so purple and pretty down here. It's awesome. So again, just minding the drooping stingers, just stay out of the way of their tentacles. So there's two ways you can go up in here. They both adjoin to the same area, so it's not a big deal. There's the second ladder there ahead of us. Got a PDA we can pick up. And this is where he kind of explains about the stalker teeth and making enameled glass with that PDA. Don't forget when you're down in places like this too about your oxygen. We're at 93 seconds right now, but you gotta remember, look at that, I'm getting hung up on the stupidest little thing. But you gotta remember that you're working around drooping stingers, you're working around things you can catch on. You gotta be able to take your time, so make sure that you keep an eye on your oxygen so you don't find yourself out. I already had that one. And also don't forget to look around you. I almost missed this PDA. There's some important data on that one. It's another one of the Degassi locations, and I just about missed it. So if you need to, grab a quick shot of oxygen, jump back in your Seamoth for a second, and go back in and have another look around. Told you we were going to get that creature egg. Here we are. I found one without a crab snake in it, so I shot down and grabbed his egg. Her. I don't know, whatever.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Finally finished a scan of them. It's about time. This little tool right here is what makes the scanner room perfect for finding all those small resources like gold, copper, basically all the things that you'd find in outcrops. Now I haven't said much about the water filtration system since I've put it in, but this thing is fantastic. Each one of those waters is 50 water, 50 plus water. And then of course it gives you salt as well, which allows you to create bleach, which gives you plus 30 waters. So either way, it is a fantastic machine to keep. And I had just run out of power not too long before, so we're upping our power supply a little bit. Need some solar panels. We gotta go pick up a few resources, some quartz, some titanium, back outside, copper as well, back outside, and we'll do build a couple more panels. Up our capacity and our production capacity. And if you're anything of a techie like me, you can go close to the solar panels and get some pretty cool information about them.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
So here you go, we're finally building that scanner room heads-up display chip. And that goes in your inventory on your person. And look at that, limestone chunks galore. Everything that the cameras could see, if you were to jump on a camera and drive around with a camera, you would see that view right there. Everything that you'd see there, you can now see in your heads-up display. Now, it can get rather annoying, so be prepared to either take it out of your inventory or turn off the scanner if you're scanning lots of little things like this. In this case, this is what I needed. I was short on copper, so I spent all kinds of time just out digging in limestone here. So you may find it a little bit confusing at first when you're heading towards limestone chunks and there's a whole bunch of them on the background. They're hard to see. So one little trick I can give you is just climb, go up. And what it'll do, like I'm doing right there, it'll show you what's close versus what's far away. Things will start shifting down, and the closer they are, the faster they'll be shifting down on you. So there you go. See that one there? I climbed a little bit and boom, it's really, really close, so it started dropping in comparison to all the other ones. So you just do that, just climb, and there you go. They all start showing themselves very easily, very quickly.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so I think we're going to end this episode on a high note. We're going to build the prawn suit. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. I've been talking about it for a few videos now. I think it's about time. We've got all the parts, so all I'm doing is gathering all the materials together that I need, and we're going to build this thing. And then I think next episode, we're going to start off by heading over to the quarantine enforcement platform with this thing. Might do a little bit of messing around with it first and maybe in the mushroom forest or something like that. But after we gather a few resources with it, we're probably going to take it straight over to the quarantine enforcement platform and mess around over there for a while. So do some more exploring. So there's that to look forward in the next episode. Make sure you come on back.
Interact this phenomenon. You will have to make do with self-discipline.